welcome back to my channel of an everyday life of an Aspie. As you are aware, I'm doing a few, hopefully, video topics based on autism that is autism related right now, obviously, as I shared, because obviously it needs to be shared right now on these, because obviously we need to create an awareness and understanding. So for those of you, basically, before I roll on the next feature, is this one's a comprehensive how-to video guide, hopefully, about accepting our autism, because obviously it's a given, not just for us autistics alike, but people on the mental health versus other health related, symptoms or diagnosis that we get up to hearsay, that we, after getting the diagnosis, we fell down and out hearsay, I believe, and we self-doubt ourselves about what we are capable of doing. So here I am today, hopefully, to abolish some of your afterthoughts, especially for us autistics, because obviously at this point of time, we need to remember that despite the negative things we hear about autism or see about autism on a daily, along with the stereotyping and stigma, we need to remember that that isn't the full picture. We know who and what we are as a person, and obviously I'm saying this, that we need to be aware of others as well and accepting of others. Before I begin this, also as a disclaimer, as always, I'm no medical doctor, I'm just your normal Joe blog. So if you see anything out of the ordinary, do seek professional help for yourself or your loved one, or seek an opinion for yourself or your loved one, because I don't condone self-harm. So as I said before, this is broken down to 3 methods or parts, or whatever you want to call it, for this one about accepting your autism, of this how-to comprehensive guide. And the very first method that I shared, it was titled Seeing Autism Differently, and that covered about learning about autism from an autistic people or person. 2 is reading about the strengths associated with autism. 3, read about successful autistic people. 4, consider your special interest. 5, read about the social model of disability. And then the second part I just mentioned earlier, if you want to follow that one, is helping yourself, as it's titled. Number 1 was remembering it's okay to be different. 2, finding therapies and treatments that works for you. 3, stop trying to do things that are too hard for you. 4, focus on your skills and characteristic strengths. 5, practice self-care. 6, get a mentor or 2. 7, stop apologizing for being autistic. 8, recognize that autism is just one piece of who you are as a person. 9, talk to someone if you're overwhelmed and by the self-hatred or what have you. This is the last one. Hopefully you're enjoying these. Let me know in the comment section below, obviously, because as I said before, if there's any topics that is autistic related right now, feel free to also comment them below so I can do some research. Let's begin this before I run out of time. So number 1 is for the finding an autistic community. For method 3 is surround yourself with positive people. It's a given, basically, in our everyday life that, as I said before, after our diagnosis, we're the ones that are hard on ourselves, and we, self-doubt in our capabilities, right? And saying this, we should be able to look for the people who can build us up regardless and leave us feeling better than we did before. Make an effort to spend more time with those people that do build you up, if you can. And also, in saying this, you can make time for people, or others can make time for you if they choose to. They should be able to take out at least 30 minutes to an hour of their day, regardless of what they're doing, and hopefully spend time with you and actually engage with you. Ask if they'd like to get lunch with you or do something out of the ordinary. Or if you would maybe want to get together in the weekend and maybe do something like find something that you both enjoy, maybe some form of arts or crafts, go to the movies, maybe karaoke, whatever you do it. If you usually feel bad about yourself, after spending time with that someone, that's an important pattern to be aware of, because that's a red flag. Because obviously there will be people in our circle, shall we say, that will accept us for us, and other times they'll just reject us. Figure out why you feel that way, and whether the relationship is worth maintaining with that particular someone that you're socializing with, or the group of people you're socializing with. Because obviously, as I've noticed with me especially, in the social circle, mine is getting smaller. I've noticed that. I feel like I'm on my lonesome right now, but now and again, with some of the friendships I maintained is obviously online resource sort of thing, or some forums I've been on, or just some online social medias, be it through Twitter and Instagram. and some of which basically are far and wide. outside my area country of New Zealand, and like I said before, fingers crossed if all goes to plan, in the near future I'll be able to brave out with my travel anxiety to actually beat you guys in the flesh. 2. Meet the autistic community. This can be done by contacting a friendly support group or just a thorough search online. Obviously, because I've noticed that there has been some restrictions, or not restrictions as such, but there has been just a little bit of groups I've noticed of the autistic groups around New Zealand, which I'm hoping in some ways basically I can broaden myself out there a bit more, if that makes sense, so that I can get to know others that is in that autistic community group. Learn what autistic people have to say about themselves and aware of their symptoms as well, and the way they interact with the world around them. Autistic people in general are very welcoming to the newly diagnosed or self-diagnosed people. Autistic people can offer advice and tips to those in need and often do so, especially online. The general positivity of the autistic community can help you feel better about yourself when you're feeling sad or have the low self-esteem issues. Avoid people and organisations that dehumanise you. This is a given because obviously, as I have shared before in one of the videos about, many people don't like the organisation Autism Speaks and maybe some other organisations that I'm not heard about, and like I have shared about this, the reason to why they don't, in one of my videos, which I'll link in the archive above me as well as in below me in the description, so that hopefully you can understand that and respect their wishes if they, don't want to discuss it. Some people in groups think that raising awareness for autism makes it okay to say horrible things, right? You have feelings and you deserve to be treated like an equal human being. Don't waste time on people who refuse to respect you. There is the wonderful block button if need be, or unfollow on every social media platforms if an account is negatively affecting your mood or your mental health or your thought patterns or what have you. It's okay to cut out toxic people out of your life. Even if they're family, you don't need their negativity and you're much better off without them. You're not required to argue that your existence is worthwhile, and it's okay to decide not to waste your time and energy on them. If you're stuck with these people, you can either educate them or avoid them at all costs. The choice is yours, however. Educating them, on the other hand, can be done by telling them about autism and making an appeal to their desire to be a good person. If you try this and fail, don't forever be hard on yourself about it. Or if you know that they won't respond to reason, it's better to avoid spending time with them and avoid autism-related conversations with them. You don't deserve to listen to toxic ideas about your own existence. 4. Get involved with positive autism-related organisations, on the other hand. These positive autism-related organisations will help you understand yourself better as a person and make a positive contribution to the world around you. Many autism self-advocacy groups have a large online presence. You don't need to go physically anywhere to get involved. If you can't find in-person autism organisations that are any good for you, try general disability groups. It can be tremendously relieving to spend time with a group where being disabled is viewed as the norm. Last but not least, 5. Make autistic friends. Along with the usual benefits of friendship, you can share coping strategies, discuss autism together, and be yourselves without any fear of judgment. Looking for autistic people in the autism acceptance advocacy group, special education, if you go there, or disability autism clubs can help. So this quickly ends basically the last part of method 3. Hopefully, smash the like if you like this, comment below, feel free to share these videos around, as I said, because obviously this needs to be done. If I've missed anything in any of the methods or tips and advice, feel free to comment them below, and also feel free to also share any of your experiences with autism, so that hopefully we can get the ball rolling to understand one another. And all further ado, guys, thanks for support, thanks for watching, do what love what you do. Until next time, I'll see you again, so ciao for now. Don't forget that I have got a merch store that I'm trying to hopefully add a bit more, the Patreon account. For those of you who are new today, Patreon is like a subsidy account for us creators, be it music creators, content creators that are doing mental health or water form it is that they're using as a form of the platform on YouTube, Twitch, or wherever else they may likely to fly about. Basically a
bit about giving back to you guys when you do support. So if you feel to donate to me, big or small, no pressure basically, but it'd be much appreciated if you did. But hey, this will cover my cost of my rent, the travel when I do some more traveling with Aspie series, or just traveling in general, as well as maybe better recording equipment, so to speak, with the camera setup and whatnot, so that I'm not solely relying on my phone and many other parts that were thing. And saying this, with the Patreon account, basically you'll see that I've been trying to do some benefits and ties for you to give back to you as I thank you for, you know, joining with me, even though some of it will be maybe for free, some of it, you know, maybe need out of my pocket to send you guys certain stuff there, if it may be, if you do donate to a certain amount, merch of your choice, versus basically maybe if I can afford to print out a copy of my book that I did 3 years ago, if you're interested in reading my life story more there. And I'm saying this also just to let you guys in the lowdown that I've got some projects in the works that I'm still hoping that if anyone wants to participate for project number 1 of the Journey Through the Mind series, that you may have seen Lydia, who was the first participant from Life with Lydia, basically sharing her life story. So I'm hoping to do short blurts of documentary style stories basically based on this. And in saying this, basically if you want to be on the bandwagon in any way for that, feel free to comment below. As well as saying this, the second project of it was supposed to be an icebreaker for you guys, just to answer a series of questions. And if you do decide to come back for the second part of that Journey Through the Mind series to be a more depth storyline, please feel free, because I'm hoping later today, if all goes to plan, and I'm hoping to maybe get someone on the side to maybe animate them or what have you. And I'm saying this also, if you've seen some of my other videos, be it through my, you know, poetry, my baking with Aspie and everything else, please let me know what you would see more of, because at this point of time it's all about giving back to you guys regardless. But I know I should be focusing solely on mental health and awareness and acceptance and inclusion as an advocate, but I would like to try and bring in some mixture of things so I don't, you know, bore you guys, so that you can just, instead of getting to know me, maybe getting to know others that were interested in coming into play. And then there's also just a heads up, basically I was hoping in the works later today to do a second part of my book that I did based on my life of an Aspie, looking through the life of Aspergers Syndrome or something along those. I'll link the link in the description below based on that as well, so that if any one of you that are maybe autistic and are from the autistic community groups and you are interested in participating, let me know, so that maybe we can get the ball rolling and get the short stories done and up as well as a third part of my book series, because I'm still thinking that there are certain topics I may have not touched base on from the first part of my book of the Journey Through Life with Aspergers Syndrome of mine. And to wrap it up, basically I have some other funding pages, like basically GoFunding or some other funding page that I've got, that if you're interested in maybe doing it through there instead of through basically Patreon. But as you know, Patreon and this other one, you have the option of PayPal and just insert bank account details and whatnot. And then saying this also, I'm trying to keep my blog up to date so I can create it as a website hopefully as of before next year, because that's my main goal. I'm still looking for someone who is willing to actually maybe help me design it from WordPress, to actually put this web address in and stuff and tidy it up, so that we can actually put other bits and pieces in that you may want to see on there, so to speak, if you've seen it, sort of thing. You know, hopefully you're enjoying some of the read-ups of what I write, even though it's similar to what I share with you guys of certain videos I may have put out, sort of thing. So it's easier for you guys when you come onto my WordPress site, that if you're a visual person instead of like a reader person, some of it is similar, but it should hopefully have some bits and pieces. And also in saying this, I'm at this point of time been away for a few times too, because of the subtitling I'm doing. But hopefully you enjoyed this video, and do what you love what you do. Until next time, I'll see you again soon. Ciao for now.